Eat them, bud. Don't do that, okay?
Hey guys, I'm going to give you an overview of how to complete lesson 5 in your packets. So, yep, here we go. So lesson 5 is the last lesson we're doing in the unit. It starts on page 19, okay? So, you'll see that we're talking about different perspectives about the Trail of Tears. So, if you read the overview, Native American Heritage Month aims to celebrate and pay tribute to Native Americans and their rich ancestry and traditions. However, we cannot focus on the celebration of culture and tradition without considering the impact the arrival of European settlers and immigrants had on the first Americans and their way of life. The 3 primary source articles in this lesson present different perspectives on the infamous Trail of Tears. So this is where you're going to want to highlight or underline to help you know what the Trail of Tears is, which forcefully displaced Native Americans from their homes and their land to make room for the arrival of European settlers. During this lesson, you will read about the Trail of Tears from 3 points of view, and you will create a project in which you will apply your critical thinking to write a letter to President Andrew Jackson. So if you go back and look at that line of the Trail of Tears, it talks about the United States government forcefully displaced. So moved by force the Native Americans from their homes in the east to west of the Mississippi River to make room for white people. Okay, so that's what the Trail of Tears is when the Native Americans, specifically the Cherokee tribe, had to leave their home and go to a new place. So we're looking at 3 things. One is a letter from someone who was a soldier. One is a letter from President Andrew Jackson. And one is something that was in a Cherokee newspaper. So we're looking at those 3 things, and what we're doing with them is we're going to look and see what's similar and what's different between those 3 articles. So all 3 are on Newsela. Okay, so you can look, let's see, they're called Primary Sources, Soldier's Account on the Cherokee Trail of Tears, Time Machine, the Cherokees and the Trail of Tears, and Primary Sources, Andrew Jackson's Message on Indian Removal. Okay, some of them come up as different titles, but that's what they're called in the for the teacher guide. Okay, but they should be the the 3 most recently assigned articles. Okay. So you go through and you read them, and this first box is for the article from John Burnett. It says Private John Burnett. And you need to make sure that you answer these questions in this box and write down any other details that stand out to you. So the questions are: why is Private Burnett sharing his perspective? How were Native Americans treated? What choice were Native Americans given? And why were Native Americans removed? In your notes, you need to make sure you answer those questions and also pull out some other things that stand out to you. You're going to do the same thing, answer similar questions for the other 2 sources. So this one is Andrew Jackson. This is the Cherokee paper, a Cherokee letter in the Vermont Telegraph. Okay, so you're going to look, in that one you're going to look about how did the Cherokee feel about the treaty. And the main thing you're focusing on is what is similar about these sources and what is different. I want you to pull out facts, specific things from the sources, and not how you feel about it, but I want you to see what is actually happening in the text. This isn't your opinion about how it is. You're looking for actual similarities and differences in the text. Okay, so once you've done that, you have filled out all these notes for all 3 boxes, then you can move on to the next activity, which is the Venn diagram, which looks like this. Okay, and I'm going to make a separate video about the Venn diagram so that you can watch that once you're ready, because you shouldn't do this until you finish the notes for the 3 articles. Okay? Bye.